Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera kepada semua pelajar. So, how are you today? I hope everyone has a great time during this Minggu EDU 5.0 and I believe this would be your third slot for today. So first of all, saya ingin mengucapkan tahniah dan selamat datang ke UiTM Cawangan Johor. Okay, so today our next session would be on the Pengenalan ODL dan Kaedah Perlaksanaan, or what we call as the introduction to ODL and the implementation methods. Okay, so as everyone knows, we are in the COVID-19 pandemic situations and we are adapting with the new norm, which are, as you can see, that you should wear your mask, wash your hands frequently, practice the social distancing, and also do not shake hands with others. Okay, I believe you have been reminded quite a few times on the do's and the don'ts on these new norms. Okay, as you can see on the next slide, so cara untuk kita putuskan rantaian COVID-19. So I will give you some brief introductions before we proceed on why we do the ODL session. Okay, so you have to mengelakkan or avoiding 3S or 3C, which are sesak, sempit dan juga sembang dekat. Okay, and then you have to practice the 3W ataupun amalkan 3W, which are the wash, cuci, wear, pakai pelitup muka, dan also warn, means you have to follow the amaran dan warning daripada KKM. Okay, so in complying with the SOP, to minimize the social distancing, we implant an ODL session, or what we call as the open distance learning. And for your information, you may also have a face-to-face sessions for your subjects involving labs, tutorials, and also lectures. But to minimize the contact among each other, we implement this ODL. Okay, so means for example, you have one particular subject. Okay, you have one subject. Okay, this subject you may have an ODL session, and you also may have a face-to-face session. Okay, so what we call as the ODL, okay, or an open distance learning. So it is an approach where learning is more open and also flexible. So with ODL, students can learn almost anytime and anywhere, and it also gives you the flexibility to keep up with the lectures even you are not around the campus. Okay, maksudnya you may also keep up with your lectures, your tutorials, even though you are not around the university, maybe you are in the college. Okay, you may also have the platform to reach on your sources. So what are the platforms for this ODL? Okay, so there are many types of ODL platforms. So as you can see here, there are varieties of ODL platforms. For example, you have the Google Classroom, okay, and then you have the Google Meet. We have also use the Cisco WebEx, and you can see there is a Kahoot. Okay, this Kahoot is usually used frequently for quizzes. Okay, and the live session usually we use the Google Meet, WebEx, Zoom, and then we have the Microsoft Team and a few more. Okay, as you can see up there, that is what we call as a UFuture. So this UFuture is designed by UiTM, and before this we call it as an island. Okay, so how does this UFuture looks like? Okay, so when you search for UFuture in the website, okay, you may search on the ufuture.uitm.edu.my. Okay, this UFuture is a UiTM platform in delivering the learning content online to any person who wants to take a course with no limit on attendance. So you may use this UFuture for whatever course that you need, and there is no limit on it. Okay, it is an unlimited attendance. You may use it frequently. Okay, so the primary goals of this UFuture is to enhance the quality of your learning, okay, and then meet the learning style or needs of students of yourself, and then improve the user accessibility and time flexibility to engage learners in the learning process. So you may use this UFuture platform. Okay, so what are in this UFuture? Okay, so there are the UITM courses. Okay, so UITM courses mean the courses that you take each semester. So there are a comprehensive list of programs and learning approaches for the UITM full-time and also part-time students. Okay, so daripada sini you boleh download your notes from the UITM courses, dan kita juga ada UITM MOOC ataupun dipanggil sebagai Massive Open Online Courses, which allow access to infinite number of participants, inexhaustible interactions and learning materials. So dalam UITM MOOC ni banyak sources yang you boleh ambil sebagai your reference. So you would not depend only on one note, one note that your lecturer give. So you bolehlah cari sources yang lain daripada UITM courses and also UITM MOOC. Besides of that, you also have the micro credential courses. So usually this one is for the certification style qualification involving cultivate your specific skills and knowledge. So it may allows you to stay relevant in your field. And then you have the online degree, and then short courses and also APEL. Okay. Alright, so next, online education. So what do you call as an online education? So how do you describe an online education? Okay, so we have two methods of online education. So the first one is what we call as a synchronous. Okay, as you can see, is actually what we call as a live session, and also asynchronous classes. Okay, so what are these asynchronous and synchronous classes? So in synchronous learning is allowing you to take online courses on your own schedule. Okay, means you have your own particular time to take these courses. So maybe your lecturer may provide the materials, lectures, tests and assignment that can be accessed at any time. Okay, you may be accessed these materials at any time, and you may be given a time frame. Okay, for example, you may be given seminggu time frame untuk you completekan you punya task ataupun test yang diberi. Okay, so overall you are free to contribute whenever that you choose. Okay, contohnya synchronous learning ni platform dia contohnya adalah email. Okay, then you have your virtual libraries too. Okay, and you have the discussion boards. Okay, discussion boards ni means you can discuss among your friends and also with your lecturer. Okay, and you will get the feedback, but maybe not during that time. Okay, because it is asynchronous, and also using the social network. Okay, the social network that are frequently used for this asynchronous maybe by the WhatsApp or the Telegram. What about asynchronous learning? Okay, so synchronous online classes are those that require students and lecturers to be online at the same time. Okay, it means that you have to be online at the same time your lecturers are. Okay, contohnya you will get a timetable. Okay, you will get a timetable. For example, your class, the particular class, contohnya subjek kimia. Okay, subjek kimia dalam timetable you pukul 2. So this online learning should be started at 2 PM and you should be in front of your laptop at this 2 PM. Okay, because your lecturers will start these online classes at 2 PM. So means it is a live session. Okay, engagedly will be engaged and interact with your lecturer in terms of what we call as a virtual classroom. Okay, so this would be occur at a specific hour. So it may be involve lectures, discussions or a presentation. So all students must be online at that specific hour in order to participate. Okay, so you mesti ada, you must be present during that hour. That is what we call as a synchronous learning. So this synchronous learning may involve video conferencing, and then you have podcasts and also chat. Okay, so video conferencing, usually we use a Google Classroom, the Microsoft Team, and then we have what we call as a Cisco Webex, Zoom. So there are those platforms that will be used in the synchronous learning. Okay, so how does this ODL session, okay, gives the flexibility in you? Okay, so in terms of the flexibility, implementing this ODL method is that you may find the sources needed online anytime. Okay, so you may use the online bookstore, and then e-learning, or you have your UFuture for the UITM, and you may have the time to replay the recording of the teaching and learning session anywhere. Okay, usually bila kita ada live session, your lecturer will record the PNP session, and after that, if you wanted to belajar balik, you boleh tengok balik lah, you boleh replay balik the recording. Okay, so that would be the flexibility in what we call the ODL. Okay, so next, the do's and don'ts. Okay, so what are the do's? So what are the do's for this ODL? So what you should do in this ODL? Okay, so I advise you to be actively engaged with your lecturers and classmates, and always interact during the ODL session. Okay, you may as well ask questions and give feedbacks on what you have learned on that day. Okay, so kalau ada yang you tak faham, you may ask your lecturers directly, you may have your discussions among your friends, and it will be just as a face-to-face classes, but it's just it is a virtual. Okay, it's a virtual class. Okay, so the important thing is that you have to participate in every class. Okay, jangan diam je dekat depan laptop and dengar. Okay, but you also have to participate in terms of asking questions, in terms of answering the question. Okay, when your lecturer asks you a question, try lah jawab. Okay, jangan senyap je, try jawab. Okay, so the lecturer knows, oh okay, sama ada you faham ataupun you tak faham. Kalau you faham, then it's good for you. If you tak faham, please always ask. Okay, and what are the don'ts? Okay, so the don'ts here is that when your lecturer is giving their lecture, you should not do other things like sleeping. So kita tahulah this is a common manners and also common what we call as the teaching and learning. So you should always be focused on your classes, and jangan buat benda lain selain belajar lah. Okay, ataupun mendengar syarahan ataupun listening to your lecturer's lecture. Okay, so usually to avoid this kind of thing, your lecturer will need you to turn on your video. Okay, so boleh tahulah sama ada you dengar ataupun tidak. Okay, so I believe every one of you will always be that good student, right? Okay. Alright, so the next of benefiting from ODL. Okay, so first of all, before the ODL session starts, so you have to set your daily goals. Okay, so list down all the coursework that are needed to be accomplished for each day. So katalah you punya minggu tu start hari Ahad. Okay, so that hari Sabtu you dah boleh list down, okay, apa you perlukan untuk this first subject. Okay, apa topik yang akan masuk untuk the first subject. Okay, then apa topik yang akan you belajar untuk the second subject. So you list down all the coursework that are needed to be accomplished. Okay, sama ada you ada soalan yang you nak tanya, you ada tutorial yang you kena siapkan, ataupun task that has been given to you to complete it. Okay, then you must also study beforehand. Okay, so because it is what we call as a flexible learning, it means you have the flexibility in terms of searching for the sources. So you may prepare before your class session. So you go through briefly on your materials or the notes that has been given to you, and you may also search for the other materials online. Okay, macam as I mentioned before, okay, you have your UFuture, you have your UiTM courses and your UiTM MOOCs. So in these two platforms, there are a lot of notes that you can refer. Okay, not just one particular notes. Okay, so katalah satu subjek tu, you boleh juga refer kepada contoh-contoh slide ataupun material yang lain. Okay, next is how do you organize your notes? Okay, so when you have your material given, so organize the material. Okay, take a short note during the online class that would help you relate with your understanding. Okay, so bila your lecturer kasih you ataupun sampaikan the what we call the lecture session, so any important notes please jot down. Okay, it is as the same as the face-to-face classes. Okay, so kalau ada notes yang important, sila jot down. Okay, and then next is again, actively engage. So please ask questions during the live session or through any means that has been permitted by the instructor. Okay, means you may ask questions to your lecturer during the live session, ataupun kalau selepas live sessions, maybe you have a discussion board that you can ask questions on that platform. Okay, and then you have the online group study. Okay, so this is when you have the peer-to-peer session, means you maximize the online platform and you have a group discussion with your friends. So usually when you have your friends, you may discuss apa yang you faham, apa yang you tak, okay, that you don't understand, and maybe if you can't solve the problem among each other, then you can ask your lecturer as well. Okay, so means it is not just one centered, it's not just a centered view with your lecturer, but you may also discuss with your friends. So be actively engaged. Okay, not just with your lecturer but also with your classmates. Okay, and then time management. So don't wait till the last minute to go through any recorded lecture or any task given to you. Okay, so please bear in mind that you are not taking only one subject, so you have a few subjects. Okay, so please make sure that don't do any assignment or task last minute. Okay, so kalau last minute kita tahu kita sendiri akan kelam kabut kan. Okay, so make sure that you organize your work. Okay, organize your work and do it properly. Okay, so lastly is how do you give your continuous feedback. So bila you berada di dalam kelas, okay, you already participate in your ODL session, either it is in ODL or it is a face-to-face. So your continuous feedback on your learning experience would benefit you and other students and the success of ODL. So please give your feedback. Okay, kalau you faham, okay, then it's good for you. If you don't understand, so what are the particular topics that you are not really, can't interact with, ataupun you tak berapa nak faham, so please give your feedback. Okay, maksudnya janganlah kalau you don't understand a particular subject then you diam saja, tak nak lah. Okay, we need our students to be actively engaged and participate in the class. Alright, so lastly, before I end my slide, so I will share you a quote. An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Okay, so it means that you have to invest to get the best result. So invest your time, invest your usage in the what we call the online platform. So as many as you can take, or as many as you can share with your friends, so please share it with your friends. Please be what we call actively engaged and also belajar kerana Allah. Tu yang paling penting lah. Kenapa you nak belajar tu? Sebab kerana Allah, kerana you nak membahagikan kedua bapa you, and also for yourself, okay, for your future. So I think that's all from me today. I hope you know what is the importance of ODL and how to melaksanakan ODL through the platform that I told you. Okay, so I end my session today with wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.